Real estate across the globe is a favorite investment vehicle for many. The story is no different in India. The question is whether real estate is a good investment opportunity at every point of time. Real estate also goes through the cycles. In this episode, we are going to talk about the real estate cycles, how it is important for you to know the different stages of real estate cycle and how the knowledge of real estate cycle can create a very good investing experience in real estate. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, investment consultant and a financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, to talk about the real estate cycle, I have brought to the studios my eminent faculty, Chartered Accountant Sri D.B. Mehta. Sri D.B. Mehta is a popular figure on our channel. He has done many videos in the past which have gone viral, and he is a very familiar face here. To introduce Mr. D.B. Mehta, by qualification he is a chartered accountant. By practice he is a businessman. He is an administrator. He has varied interests in different topics like automobile distributorship, the real estate, the windmill, and administration as well. A past IRS officer, he has to his credit occupying several prominent positions in the past. He has been the past president of Mangalore Stock Exchange. He is the independent director of Smart City of Mangalore. He is the current vice president of CREDAI, Karnataka State. Moreover, Mr. D.B. Mehta is a very fine human being, a very affable person, and a philanthropist himself. Welcome to the show, Mr. D.B. Mehta.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Mr. Mehta, we have heard you on television studios earlier, you talking about the real estate cycle being existent. Does real estate cycle really exist? How does it work?
See, we have to understand that real estate is entwined with the economic cycle. So, like with every economic cycle, the stock market cycles are there. Same way there are real estate cycles. So, the time frame for each cycle may be different, and for developing country and developed country may also be different.
Okay.
So we have to understand where we are investing and how those cycles are playing out in that particular country.
Okay. So cycles do exist.
Definitely they exist.
So there is always a boom, there is a burst, and there is a growth phase, there is a declining phase. So probably cyclicity is the order of nature.
It's
so
order of nature, yes.
And the famine and floods, and why real estate should be immune from that. Probably
Yeah.
it will go through that.
That's right.
From the Indian context, from your past experience, how does the cycles exhibit in India? Are there a defined number of years it will go through, or a rough estimate kind of a thing? What has been your observation about this?
See, like the way I have observed it, a stock market cycle is roughly 4 years, to broadly speak about. Similarly, real estate cycle is broadly 8 years.
Oh,
So
8
it's a
years.
much longer cycle. And if you look at commodities like gold, it can be even longer, maybe 20-25 years.
Okay.
So we have to understand which commodity or which product we are investing and how their cycles play out.
Okay.
Because if you are caught on the wrong end of the cycle, then in real estate your wait may be 8 years.
Okay.
Whereas in stock market is a shorter period, only 4 years.
Okay. Right. So most people, it's the usual trend, whether it is a gold, whether it is the stock market, or even in real estate, people flock into the market at the fag end of the cycle when it is about to turn, and when it's about to turn towards the downside, right?
That's basically the investor's psychology at play, where everyone is buying into a particular investment mode. People rush into that.
Okay.
But that's not the way to make money. The way to make money is observe the cycles very carefully and even start at the end of the previous cycle rather than to catch the new cycle. The better thing is to start at the end of the previous cycle.
Okay.
So that way you will get the complete benefit of the upturn.
Okay. One thing that comes to my mind is, I have seen a few decades in the stock market how the cycles play out, and I have also seen the real estate. I am not that observant in a real estate, but I have observed a lot in the stock market. is there a correlation between a stock market cycle and a real estate cycle? I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. Way back in 92 we had the Harshad Mehta scam. Post that there was an upsurge in the real estate, and it went on for a few years, and then there was a downward trajectory which followed. Then in the 2000s, just around the development of the bull market, the development in the real estate also followed, and there was a downturn subsequently. So is there a correlation between what happens in the stock market and what happens in the real estate?
See, let us understand how the stock market moves first. Stock market starts moving up way ahead of the economic cycle picking up, where stock market anticipates the growth trajectory and
Okay.
starts moving in advance, whereas real estate starts moving on actual growth playing out, actual jobs getting created, actual income going up. Post that, the real estate starts picking up. So
Okay.
there's a lag effect between the stock market boom that is happening and the real estate upward cycle that is happening.
So the stock market moves upon anticipation, real estate moves upon actual cash flows.
Actual cash flows, because without cash flows you cannot invest in real estate.
Okay, that could be one of the reasons why the stock markets boom. Maybe the savvy investors try to sell in the stock market and they may move into the real estate. That's a possibility. right?
So it is like this. The stock market and real estate are inversely related to the interest rate. Again, that's a
Okay.
very, very important phenomenon.
Correlation.
Correlation. Now, when you feel the interest rate is bottoming out, that is the time real estate will be at its lowest and stock market will be at its peak.
Okay.
Now you look at the current scenario, where interest rates are really at the bottom, and it looks like as if it is going to bottom out in the next 6 months. Real estate is still at the bottom and the stock market is at the peak. Now the time has come where the reversal will happen, where the interest rates will start moving up, and before the interest rate starts moving up, just the economic situation which leads to interest rates moving up, stock market starts falling,
Okay.
and real estate will start slowly picking up.
So,
So-
the clear indications can be picked up here.
Clear indications can be picked up here.
Okay. Now the question that I have for you or in the minds of the investor could be, yes, let us accept there is interest rate cycles. How as a common investor can I identify these cycles? Is it possible to pick up the different stages of these cycles as an ordinary investor?
Yeah, it is very easy to pick up these cycles. The first important indicator is, has your economic growth, that's the GDP growth, actually started picking up? If it has started picking up, you are down the growth path 2 years, you know that the cash flow will be there in the system, more jobs are getting created, you know more salary hikes are happening. That's the time real estate starts moving up. That's the first indicator.
Okay.
The second indicator is when the rate of interest starts moving up. See, we have to understand real estate is again a hedge against the inflation.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So real estate is a better hedge than even gold.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
I
the-
keep telling my clients many a time, see, one of the best retirement strategy that you can have is to own some good rental real estate. During your good old days, this is inflation proof. You don't have to ask anyone that my investments have been wiped out because of inflation.
So the correlation is so simple. Higher the interest rate, higher the rentals, higher the real estate value. Lower the interest rate, lower the rentals, lower the real estate values.
Okay,
As simple as that.
okay.
So you have to see when the interest rates are bottoming out, that is the time to get into the real estate market.
Do you mean to say this is what we are seeing today?
This is what exactly we are at, that situation where 6 months down the line, interest rates are going to move up. The tapering is going to happen globally. And that's the time when real estate will show interest. And at the same time, it's a phenomena that happens all the time.
Okay,
It's not an exception this time. It's a phenomena where the investors, the savvy investors, start getting out of the stock market and shifting the investment into the real estate market, because it's like low hanging fruits at this time,
yeah,
where real estate is at the bottom, and you have made money in the equity investment, and it's very easy to move into the real estate.
So you sell something which is high and try and enter something which is at low, which nobody wants.
Nobody wants.
Finally, the success mantra is that.
That.
So you buy low and sell it high, and you keep alternating between these
sectors.
different things.
So like I'll give you a very, very potent example. When the stock market had a mini rally in between 95 to 98, if you recall,
Yeah.
the real estate had picked out in 95. Post that the stock market rally started. 98, 99, 2000 was the bottom where interest rates started coming down, where everything started slowing down. That was the best time to get into the real estate in our country.
Okay.
The boom got just delayed because of the world twin towers getting attacked, and 2 years there was a delay because of the war and stuff like that. But from 2003 it started picking up. So anyone who had caught that phase would have made phenomenal money.
Phenomenal. The real estate went through the roof without giving any time. It started booming like anything.
Yeah. So that's how you can catch the real estate cycles each time.
Right. Mr. Mehta, we have a lot of viewers who are really updating themselves on different investment avenues. Real estate definitely is one of the very interesting topic for them. Does the knowledge of these cycles or how it exhibits helps them to create a very happy investment experience during their lifetime?
See, wealth is created when you enter into any investment vehicle at the right time. That is at the bottom of the cycle.
Entry points.
Entry point. If you enter at the wrong time, say like at the peak of the cycle, then depending on the period of cycle, your investment is dead. So like to give an example, last real estate peak was in 2013-2014. People who bought into that boom, even today the real estate prices are 10% below the 2013-14 boom pricing.
It's absolutely the wrong entry point.
Yeah.
So they entered when the savvy investor was about to exit.
Now 8 years, you are minus 10%, and you look at the money value over the 8 years. Almost, if you add the money value, your investment has halved over this period of 8-9 years. So entering into a real estate cycle at the right time is very, very important because it's a long-term cycle.
This is for the investors. But for a need-based buying, they can enter whenever they
So
feel
like we all need a home to stay,
right.
So a home can be bought at any point in time because it's a requirement-based, it's a need-based.
Yeah.
So we need not calculate all these things when you're buying your first home. But when you're looking at real estate as an investment option, it is no different than looking at investing in the stock market.
Okay. I would like to ask you one last question. Finally, the interest for the investor is there an opportunity for me to make money today? From your expertise, from your experience, and what you observe today, where are we standing now? If somebody wants to invest in real estate today, is he going to make money? Is he have to wait for a long period of time, or is it a wrong time to pick up the real estate?
So let us look at again the factors which I have spoken at the beginning of the cycle. What are the factors? A, today the interest rates have bottomed out.
This is all with respect to India we are talking about.
We are talking about especially with India.
Okay.
It may differ in other countries.
Right.
Interest rate is bottoming out. 6 months down the line, the interest rate would start moving up. Higher the inflation, higher the interest rate, better the real estate appreciation. Because real estate values itself not based on the real GDP but based on the nominal GDP, which adds the inflation to the GDP. So if your GDP is say around 8% and inflation is 6 to 7%, your nominal GDP is 14 to 15%. Real estate will give you returns more than that. And that's the time which we are looking at ahead, maybe just 1 year down the line, max to max.
Yeah, see, there is what is known as a snowballing effect. See, now because as you said from 2013-14, it has not made any money for the investors. So there is a lackluster demand from the investing community. These are not the ones who are buying for the purpose of their needs. I will invest today and maybe I'll sell it in 3-4 years time for an appreciation. That community is out of the real estate at the moment.
See, today the investor retail investor community is out of the market. But if you look at HNI investors and large investors, either it is FPI or PE funds or whatever, the investment in the real estate sector in this particular year has been the highest in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Now that shows that the institutional investor, the savvy HNI investor, is moving into the real estate. That's point one. Point two, larger the city, larger the fluctuation in real estate pricing. So like you look at Bombay. Real estate pricing today is down by 30 to 40% compared to 2013-14. You look at Bangalore is actually 10% more than 2013-14.
Okay.
So when these fluctuations happen based on the size of the city. The size of the city brings in more investors, more fluctuation.
Okay.
Less investors, actual users, less fluctuation.
If somebody is looking from a capital appreciation angle, what I was referring here was that, see, these investors are out of real estate at the moment. The first sign they see that the real estate prices are going to boom from here, they are going to come in flocks, and this pushes up the capital appreciation. So this is precisely what happened in 2003-4. So we can't say that it will move up by 5-6%. There can be a massive jump once the interest starts and people start holding into the real estate.
So let us look at the last two cycles. What is the real estate appreciation from the bottom of the pricing to the peak of the pricing?
Okay.
In the 90s, the appreciation was anywhere between 300 to 400%.
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
That's just post Harshad Mehta.
Post Harshad Mehta's debacle, the investment moved into the real estate. In the 2000 decade, that is 2003 to 2013-14, that cycle got extended by 2 years, because we all know in 2008-9 there was a crisis in between.
Yes.
Global financial crisis, in which even real estate took a tumble. But because the cycle was not over, real estate picked up and it surpassed the 2007 valuations by almost 50% in 2013-14. In that cycle, the returns were from 2003 low to 2014 top was 400%.
In a span of 10 years.
10 years.
And the bank interest was 6% at that time.
Bank interest was 6%.
Which means your money would have doubled in 12 years.
And then the bank interest started moving up,
Yes.
because as the cycle keeps picking up, the bank interest also starts moving up.
Yeah.
So what happened there was 400% returns in a span of 10 years. And if you have borrowed money and utilize that borrowed money at a lower rate of interest of 8% or thereabout, then your returns on money investment is even much higher.
Yes.
Because then you are using the low cost borrowed money to get these high returns.
See, one thing that comes to my mind is, if we compare the decade of 2000 versus this decade of 2021 onwards now, in the decade of 2000, the home loan interest was around 8.5%, right? So we had 13-14% and it had come to 8.5%, which was lowest, and people just jumped into taking the loans at that time. And today, if you look at the home loan interest, it's in the range of between 6.5 to 7%, which is much lower than what it was prior to that. You have more number of people who are wanting to have their own homes today. So the situation is probably explosively different today than what it was about 15 years before.
So like as I told you earlier, when the interest rate bottoms out, that's the time when people start looking at the real estate, because the awareness comes in that this is the lowest interest rate I will get, and this is the time I should lock in my home loan or lock in my debt at this low rate of interest and invest it in the real estate. So the movement starts from there, and as the interest rate and GDP both start picking up, your real estate returns are higher than that.
Yeah.
So if the nominal GDP is 13 to 14%, your real estate investment will give you returns much higher than that.
Yeah. And one another thing which is favoring the investing community today is you have RERA. In the yesteryears, the fight with the builders itself was a big issue. But today, you have a regulator for real estate, and things have streamlined much better. It's easy to get loans, cheaper loans. You have a regulatory framework. All this makes probably the real estate a very attractive investing asset class
Like
going
as you,
forward from here.
as you rightly said, RERA has brought in that safety net to the investor, and it has converted the unorganized real estate sector in our country into an organized sector.
Yeah.
So businesses are done in a more organized manner, and investors' money is completely safe because of RERA.
Okay, yeah. Dear viewers, Mr. D.B. Mehta has done several videos on real estate sector in the past. These videos have become very popular, they have gone viral, and lakhs of people across the globe have benefited from that. There are three major videos which he has done. What is that you have to know when you are selling the property? What are the things that you need to know when you are buying the property? And how RERA can come to your rescue, and how RERA rules have changed the game in Indian real estate. I will be giving a link to all these three videos here in the card section. Please make sure you check out on these things and get benefited from his immense knowledge of this particular subject. Mr. Mehta, thank you very much for bringing all these points for the benefit of our viewers. I am very sure with your rich knowledge and your sharing of these points to the investors, my viewers will become very successful in their investment in the real estate sector going forward.
Thank you for
very
having
much.
me over. Thank you so much.
Dear viewers, the topic that we have done today, the cycles which exist in the real estate, if it helped you to understand how you should be doing your investments in the real estate, what is the best time to do the investment in real estate, please like this video. If you are a person who is watching this episode for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic in yet another video very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.